What is going on, Golden family? Back with the second video. I have no idea what I'm doing, but at least I'm wearing the Tesla hat. Anyway, a lot of people ask me how I get Instagram content and how they can do the same without just spending every single day taking pictures of their car or pictures of themselves, whatever your Instagram is about. So today, I'm gonna show you how to get content super easily in one night. So it's currently 5:30 and we have until about 6:45 to 7 p.m. until the sun sets. And let's see how I can get as much content as possible from my Instagram. So today I actually brought my Sony A7 with a 24 to 70 millimeter lens. You don't have to get a DSLR. You don't have to get a nice camera. I know these can be pretty expensive. You can just bring your phone and it will do the job. Trust me, especially with how good cameras are nowadays. But that's what I'll be using today. So the technique I'm talking about today is actually a super simple one. You only need 2 hours out of your entire week. You can do it after work from 5 to 7, doesn't matter. You will also be during golden hour, which is the best light. Your car will not have some hard shadows. You can have some really nice photography. And trust me, this is the right time to do it. That's when I do all of my photography. All right, let's get to driving and let's shoot some pictures. All right, so we're gonna take a right, because why not? Well, look at all those palm trees. This is pretty cool. I think we can get a shot right here. All right, so we got the camera, we got the car. Let's see what we can get. All right, that's looking pretty nice. And always remember to get shots at different angles so it looks like you went to multiple locations. So like this. Get some of the front, get some of the back. Some horizontal, some vertical ones. Okay guys, I've only been here for 5 minutes. You don't want to spend more than 5 to 10 minutes. You can get 10 shots max and then you gotta move. This is the whole point. So off we go. Okay, I just found location number 2. I was just driving by and saw this giant wall of grass. And honestly, I thought it could be pretty cool for a photo. Okay, so if you notice, I actually parked the black part of my car in the shade and then the gold in the sun. And that's because the Matrix Black actually looks really, really good in the shade, whereas the gold looks way better in the sun because it reflects. So finding a spot where the sun hits perfectly in between both is actually ideal for me. Also, if you arrive to your spot and you start taking pictures and they just don't turn out great, but it's a good location, just move on and go to a different location. It's not the time to stop and spend an hour taking pictures. Also, it's 95 degrees in Arizona, so stay hydrated. I know I have my Red Bull. It's not the best, but keeps me going. All right, we're now at spot 3. I am taking a little bit longer just because I'm filming this YouTube video with the B-roll and everything. So we're here at spot number 3. I saw this mountain right here in the background, and I thought since this tree is pretty empty, I'm just gonna park right in the middle, maybe sideways, and take some nice shots. Let's get it. Would you guess that there's a mountain behind me? Absolutely not. But it looks like 2 different locations, so more content. And that's a wrap for this location. We only took 3 minutes and we're already out. All right, let's go. Okay, don't ask me how, but I found this random road which leads to this beautiful view of Arizona. We're kind of high up right here on the map, and the sun is coming down, which means that it's the perfect time to take pictures. Okay, so I just got here. I think this is spot number 4. So the awesome thing about Arizona is that we actually have beautiful sunsets, some beautiful scenery, as you can tell, and this way I can have some nice pictures. But to be honest, I've taken pictures in other places that weren't as beautiful as Arizona, and trust me, you can still get some beautiful shots. Also, make sure that you use foreground objects. I use plants just because they're all around, but they help with the composition of the photo, and you can tell that this is not a boring shot. When the sun starts coming down, I'm actually gonna turn my lights on just to make it even more dramatic. So here it is with the lights on. Let's get those shots. All right, it's almost 7, and I told myself I would do it from 5 to 7, but since we started a little late, we're gonna go a little bit until the sun is completely down so we can get as many as we can. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna have to get a little bit of height for this last spot because I was too busy filming this YouTube video. So I think this is gonna be our last one. The sun is setting. Let's get it. Okay, so like I thought, the sun is coming down. It's pretty much over, but we're already up here, so we're gonna take some last shots and see how it goes. So one of the things that I actually like to do is get all the way to the floor and have an angle that really makes it look completely different, and it doesn't take much more effort. Also, like I said, walk around the car and start taking pictures from different angles, just because it will look so much different that nobody will know that it was actually at the exact same spot. Gonna back up all the way here and get some shots. All right guys, so now that I've taken all of my pictures, let's get to the computer. Let's do it actually inside of the car and edit those pictures so they're ready for Instagram. Let's go. Don't you wish you could actually just do things like edit your pictures directly from this screen like a computer would do? I bet in the future Tesla will be able to do that. All right, before I start explaining deeper into how I edit the pictures, let's check out the final results. Okay, so like you saw, I finished with 12 final images. Those images, if used once a day, could last almost 2 weeks. If once every 2 days, they can last almost a month. I ended up with a little over 70 pictures. That's about 10 to 15 pictures per location that I did. Before I start with any major editing, I'm going to start by cropping the image and making sure that the image is as straight as possible. So when you're shooting your pictures, make sure that you either perfectly expose them or underexpose them. So I'm always in that range. You don't want to overexpose them because that's going to be super hard to get your colors back. So one easy way to edit all your pictures without just thinking too much about it is just using the auto button and see what it does. And then if it's close enough to what you want, just use the sliders and see how you can manage to make it your own. As you can see, I like to make my pictures very very sharp, and so I use the clarity button maybe a little too much, but I use the contrast. I bump up the shadows and the highlights just to make it really pop up on the feed. And one technique that I also use is the circular gradient tool, I don't know what it's called, and just put it right over my car so I can bump up the clarity, the exposure, and make it stand out from the rest of the picture, especially the background, just because that's the subject that you want to see. So one last tip that I actually use pretty often is using the linear gradient tool, and for that you're going to put it at the bottom, and usually it's going to hit the street if you're shooting some cars, and it's going to create some sort of shadow gradient. You're going to make it darker from the bottom all the way to the car, just to lead the eye all the way to the subject. And that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Here's my page at The Golden Tesla. And if you want to subscribe and like this video, comment what you want to see next. See you guys later.